Oh, hi! This is super weird. I haven't used this camera in ages, but I wanted to have a dedicated adventure vlog camera. So we're working with this bad boy, which is actually featured in a movie that my friends made. This was my contribution. It is February 1st. I already had a pretty frustrating morning, but I'm about to go record a podcast with some of my friends. I've been on it before, and actually I say some of my friends. I know one of the hosts. I don't even know who else is going to be there this morning, so see what happens. It's always a weird time. At least the host I know is a good dude, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It finally looks like winter outside. Feeling indifferent about it. It was weird not having snow on the ground, and now it's here, and it doesn't sound like it's gonna get warm anytime soon, so it's probably gonna hang out for a while. But there's not a lot of it, so this is like the proper amount. Oh, you haven't seen it. This is new. I'm not gonna get you too close because I did a really bad job matting the painting, but this is done by my friend Sam, and now it has a point of pride in our kitchen. It just adds the perfect amount of color to this side of the room. That's a hooded scarf I made too. He's always putting out a ton of really cool stuff. He paints every day, I think, and also has been building instruments. I've homebrewed with him and his wife before, and we're just very good friends. Hi, Sam and Galen. You should check out his website. I'll put a little card up here and put him in the description. He does a weekly mailing list and stuff, so even if you can't buy one of his paintings, you should just follow his mailing list. All right, I gotta go outside before I'm late. Yeah, we'll see how this podcast goes. Oh my god, I'm back home. I probably look the same as when you last saw me, but it is many hours later. So the podcast went okay. I did stop at a Goodwill and Hooksett near where I was because I don't really live near any. It seemed like a good opportunity, and I definitely needed a couple things for the art fair I'm doing in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, it's close enough that will be included in this adventure vlog. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I hope. I haven't done this event before. This is probably an unnecessary purchase because I'm sure I could make coasters easily by cutting up some chipboard or something, but this was $1 for this whole pile. Anyways, I've been coming up with some Cricut designs, and I really want to just try making basic coasters and putting some Mod Podge and a clear coat over it just to see how I like the look of them. So I thought these would be good bases. I also picked up a pile of patterns. This is old style dress. I had a dress like this. It was even yellow actually, but a canary yellow. I just adored it. I don't necessarily want it to be this long, but I really like the look of the top. I'm working on bathing suits with my friend Jamie, so I thought this was worth the $1 to go through it. Plus the top that's on here is for plus size, and I just want to take a look at it. I just want to see what the differences are in the pattern fit compared to the standard normal size blouse that I have, just so I can kind of hone my pattern making skills. This is for bomber jackets, and this also has front coat pockets, which I have never installed before. I try to look for those types of details on patterns when I'm shopping for them, where even if I don't necessarily like the entire look of the thing, if they're showing how to do a certain technique that I've never tried before, that seems like a good time to kind of investigate it. Much like with these necklines, and also the way this waist is over here. I'm very curious how to go about fitting that. More patterns. Not that I needed them, because I have probably 40 that I haven't tried yet already in my stashes. I think that's everything for my that's not everything for my Goodwill haul. I don't know why I got this, because I'm sure it's not very good. I've had ideas for some buttons before. As far as my own designs, I guess I can't say this anymore. I was about to say I'm not a traditional artist as far as drawing, painting, all that stuff, but sometimes I am, and sometimes I do have kind of graphic-y design ideas. I have no education in this and really no experience in that field other than just fucking around with my canvas board watercolors and stuff. But this at the very least has the paper cutting chunk up here. And of course it's out of both the backing and the little plastic cover that goes over the top, because it's a Goodwill purchase, and why else would someone have donated it? But at the very least it has these clips, it has the round paper punch, which I am into, and that alone is worth the $2. This is a really big contraption to have just for that, but it's gonna do the trick. And it also has these backing pins, which I spent forever at Joann's today trying to find. God damn it, I wasn't gonna cry in this one. It was a short-lived burst of it, but I'm going through some of my old just little notes and stuff I've kept since middle school, high school days, and I was looking for a specific piece of paper because even though I've never been a scrapbooker, I don't know why I said that so weird. I knew I had this piece of paper laying around. I just used to write like very fancy notes to my friends in class. And I made a pin display hoop thing. I put the fabric in and I trimmed it down and just hot glued the edges around so it won't come out even if like this ring pops off or something. And I'm going with one of the plastic ones rather than the wooden embroidery hoops because those are more functional for like a crafting standpoint, where these are specifically for display, I would think. And this will also not break in the mail. So I have it in a little bubble mailer, and I somehow remembered I had this in the bottom of this box, which is where I store all my paper shit. And yes, those are skydiving certificates. I've gone twice. Anyway, I wanted to write a note to John and Amanda on this paper specifically, so I was just digging that out. I thought it may have been in this envelope, which has like a bunch of old cartoons and stuff I did, some of my old like street team shit I used to hand out when I would promote bands, just for the fun of it. Oh shit, there's a note in here from one of my old teachers because I was late to class, and it says, "Miss Sladham, please admit Joe to study hall." This is not why I was crying. I'll get to that in a second. This is what I'm like all the time, is I get hyper focused on something but also can't stay focused on it. "Miss Sladham, please admit Joe to study hall. She needed to sell me on an idea to perform with her at Untalented Hour." That was like a talent show, but more skits than displaying anyone's actual skills. I successfully talked two of my teachers into performing the My Little Buttercup song and dance from The Three Amigos. I was the guy playing the piano in the background, so it's great. This note in particular is from my theater arts teacher, Mr. Dick. I tried to explain that the depths of my talent disqualify me from partaking in something that promotes untalent, but she is persistent. Anyway, please forgive her tardiness. Thank you, Vice President Dick. April 6th, 2007, 10:28 a.m. Yeah. Oh, and I put a little note on the bottom that says, "This is why I go to public school." I fucking loved the teachers I had senior year. It was just the best time. Okay. I've kind of been avoiding looking at this again. Even though it really means a lot to me that I have it. Anyone else rub their ears when they're nervous? Because I don't know why this is, like, hard. Okay, now for the thing that I was crying about. I actually just the other day found a card that I have tucked over here, and this is where I keep a lot of cards and everything. And it was for my birthday. 99.5% of the time, it was just my mom that signed any cards for both my parents. And this one, my dad wrote, "Happy birthday with lots of love." And he has a very distinct handwriting, so like the second I saw it, I was like, oh, this is the one that Dad actually signed. And I thought this was the only one. And I did have in the back of my head that there was a yellow card somewhere that I remember him writing something in, but I didn't know where it was. And I was like, oh, it must have just been like, I still had a yellow card somewhere and got rid of it, and then that was the card that he signed. Well, I found this, also a birthday card. I don't know what year it was from, but he wrote like this whole paragraph. And of course, I saw his handwriting and started crying, but then I also am a jerk and was like, oh, come on, man, you used the wrong "your." And it's like a card just congratulating me on not being an asshole. Anyway, it's happy crying because I'm really glad I found that. It was like a really cool little surprise that I have something else from him. If for some reason this adventure vlog is your first time watching one of my videos, I lost my dad in August 2018, so stuff like that is obviously very emotional. And I also found the singular piece of paper I probably bought 15 or 16 years ago. I can put together the rest of my Patreon stuff. I was gonna go to the post office today. I have a couple things I need to make from scratch for one of my Patreon things, so I'm probably not gonna finish before noon because today's Saturday. And also I am tremendously sick. I'm in like a lull in the pain right now, but the painkillers I took earlier haven't done shit. Maybe they are doing shit, but I'd be terrified to know what I'd feel like without having taken them. And I mentioned this on my Patreon post. I have absolutely debilitating periods, so that's why I'm on the pill all the time. But it is a hormonal pill because hormones are what cause all of that. So when I'm really stressed out for a long stretch of time, even though I take pills all the time, I don't do the placebo weeks at all, I will still black out and be throwing up for a whole night. Thankfully that didn't happen last night. Usually it's like the first night of it, but judging by how today has started, that may be how I spend like my afternoon today, because it is only getting worse, and I thought it was really bad last night, but no, like I said, I'm trying to get as much done in this like brief reprieve from it, but it always comes in waves, and I never know if the next one is going to be the beginning of the alleviation of the pain, or if it's going to be worse than the last one, because it goes one of two directions, kind of hits a peak, and then slowly, very slowly starts to go away. If you have any interest in me talking about this in more depth, I know some people are uncomfortable talking about period shit. I have had to deal with so many doctors and stuff with all of these things, and it just affects my life so much, as I'm sure it does many people. So totally cool talking about it if anyone wants that. Okay, I have a paper explosion, so I'm gonna clean everything up, finish packing this stuff, make the Pikachu gloves and hooded scarf. That's what they're called. They're a thing I make. I should know this. Yeah, hopefully not black out before the end of the day. That's the goal. Okay, it's fucking -7 degrees outside, but I need to venture out. Actually, it may have gotten a little warmer than that. That's what it was when I first woke up. I do want to note the dress I had on yesterday was backwards all day, and the front and back look very different, but I had a scarf and cardigan on, so it's not like it was a noticeable thing, especially in other people. And last adventure vlog, I don't know if I wasn't recording or I accidentally like skipped over the footage, but I was wearing a shirt inside out. So, yeah, glad that has carried over into the next month. Anyways, I finished one of my Patreon things that I need to mail out. Post office is closed, so I can't go today or tomorrow, but I will mail that out on Monday and get the rest of that stuff done. It's bothering me that I don't have it finished. It's also the second day in February, and I at least used to give myself the whole month to get that kind of stuff out, but why wait if I have like the ideas for the thing? The video will already be out by the time this goes live, but I did a whole bag of alterations for my friend Chris, and I am on my way to go bring them to him. Most of them were just fixing broken seams and hand sewing something shut. One thing I did, I would just take some artistic liberty with and put some patches on. I might stay and hang out for a little bit because he's at my favorite bar, but I have like $12 set aside specifically for treating myself to a beer somewhere. We'll see how I'm feeling once I'm there. I'm either going to do like a quick in and out because I do have a lot of stuff I want to get done here, but I've also only gone out to socialize. I'm not counting the podcast because, I mean, we were recording within 2 minutes of me showing up there, and then I left like the second it was done. I didn't really get to catch up. That felt kind of like working. And last weekend I did spend about an hour with my best friend at a place that makes mead and cider, and that felt very indulgent, even though I've been working that entire day, that Saturday. And then last Sunday, which is the day I got the bag of clothes from Chris, he treated me to some beer, and that was really nice. And I did kind of take half of that day to myself to kind of just relax. I did end up dumping Chinese food all over myself, so that wasn't great. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go bring the stuff to the dude. Hopefully he doesn't hate everything I did. Yeah, fuck, it's so cold out. I do not want to leave the house. I have to make some cheddar. Is that what kids say? Real talk, trying not to go down an anxiety spiral right now. I don't even really want to get into like why, but basically saw someone I was very much dreading seeing. It sucks when just like running into someone brings you back to like a really fucking awful headspace. But I'm honestly doing better than I thought I was gonna be. I know this probably seems like a pretty intense reaction just to like seeing someone. That's just part of growing up, is you're not always gonna see eye to eye with everyone, and you still have to be in the same circles as some of those people. I'm doing okay. I'm actually at a Walmart right now because I'm buying a couple more supplies for stuff for my art fair, and that is upward momentum, and I'm working on stuff for myself and executing ideas that I have, and that's something I need to feel good about. So I'm gonna go do the thing and not let this get to me more than it already has. I think it's just the first time I've seen this person since things got weird, so I think that's why it's having a bigger impact, where it's more of like a shock reaction than anything else. I'm home. I'm fine. I got a bottle of sangria and some pizza bites. Gotta be fine. I'm on an absolute suicide mission. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the day of the Super Bowl. And for the dumbest reason. I'm snacky, so I want something to munch on, so the store will have those things. I mostly need number 6 plastic, and that is typically what like takeout containers and stuff are made of, so I'm just going to combine the efforts and buy a snack in a takeout container. Also, probably gonna get stuff to make nachos, because that's just not that we even watched the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be in a G-chat with Grant and Sama during it,
But it's just kind of become tradition that I make a fuckload of nachos the day of the game. My level of investment as to who wins the Super Bowl is, I do indeed hope it's the Patriots. Not because of the sports track record and Tom Brady being the GOAT, but if they lose, everyone around me is going to be a real fucking asshole for the next week. So I hope they win. Everyone will be in a good mood.
Good morning. It's the 5th, I think, Tuesday? Yeah. Weird. Weird. That's my elementary school. This somehow feels inappropriate. I'm up in my hometown stopping at a couple thrift stores and a craft store because that's the only kind of shopping I do. I'm also avoiding going to the grocery store, but I have to. I just feel like I live at the grocery store. At least that means there's food at the end, so that won't be so bad. But yeah, the clip of me yelling, "It's weird," is me driving by the apartment I spent most of my growing up years. I lived there from age 5 to 16. Took a wrong turn getting out of one of the thrift stores near there. Yeah, just went the route I knew best to get to the other part of the like commercial strip in Manchester. It was weird. I haven't seen it in a while. Also, every time I've passed by it, there's never anyone in there. I always wondered what they had to do to the apartment, make it rentable, because landlord didn't maintain it. It probably wasn't even like a legal living situation, to be honest. I'm so disconnected from it now. But, I mean, that's part of growing up. Still live in the same state where I know that's not the case for many people. So, still from the same stomping grounds, you know? It's just weird thinking I've been out of there for so long. One of the UPS trucks just drove very close to me. There is a very tiny dog.
Oh my gosh, I feel like so much has happened since I last spoke to you. It's Wednesday, the 6th? 7th? Today's the 7th, I think. Last night, I thought I was having a fever dream because my sister had been talking to me about maybe going on a weekend trip to London or something. I would like to spend more time there when I go, especially because I have friends to visit and I want to like hang out with them and not feel rushed. Because after the road trip I took last summer, I got spoiled as far as like having a day or two each place I was going and just being able to relax. I spent almost a whole week in New York and I've never had that much time in another place before. It was great. But anyway, speaking of New York, because I have the greatest sister on the planet who still spoils me and just like makes me feel, I don't know, important. She got me tickets to see Anthony Porowski. Should really nail that down before the event. He's my very big crush from the new Queer Eye. He's doing some kind of event. I think it's like a stand-up / we're getting food or he's eating food, something involving food, because he's the food guy from Queer Eye. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And we're going to be there for 2 nights, which is the longest my sister's ever spent. So I'm excited to show her around. I get to meet up with friends that I already had and got to rekindle friendships with on my road trip, and also new friends that I made, people that knew Grant, and I cannot wait to see everyone. It's going to be amazing, and it's a couple weeks before my birthday, so I'm not going to be like away from all my hometown friends and Lego boyfriend and stuff for my actual birthday. Right, because I'm working the weekend of my birthday. It's going to be great. I'm excited for it. I'm feeling really fucking pumped about all the new stuff I have display-wise, inventory-wise. Also, speaking of upward momentum, as far as doing my own shit, your girl just got a P.O. box. I have been talking about doing this for probably 4 years. They're just pretty inexpensive at this particular post office. Way cheaper rates than like other surrounding towns. So I figured I would just go for it. So yeah. Anytime I've like sent out mail time perks and been like asking questions and stuff and talking about being pen pals, we can actually do that now. I'm really, really excited. Oh my gosh, it's a couple days later, back at the post office. I got my very first thing sent to the P.O. box. It's so exciting. I think this is from Cheryl, who ordered some hooded scarves for me as part of my Patreon. My party people over there. Thankfully, I have some scissors because I'm getting an oil change today. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna knit like the old woman I am. So let's see what's in the box. I see polka dots. Gift a surprise. Oh, it is from Cheryl. Aww. This is a very fancy bag. A gift for moi. This is wrapped so nicely. I've never done gift wrapping on Amazon. Neat. Oh my god, you're brilliant. This is so good. It's like a big ass spool holder. Oh my god, Cheryl. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna use this today. Charging the battery for this camera
is a real pain in the ass because it just doesn't always do it. I forgot that's part of why I stopped using this one. So I didn't have my vlogging camera with me for a chunk of the month. Today is the 19th of February. I had the art fair. It didn't go particularly well. I talk about it more in probably multiple videos. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'm already working on new table display setups. Ugh. The fuck? This is actually a shelf I've had in the background for ages, and I was stupidly trying to figure out how to display my paintings in this crate. It was really deep, and if it's up on like the long side, so it's really tall, I would need shelves or some kind of like makeshift mini staircase display inside to figure it out. And then I remembered I had this thing, which, I mean, it'll be standing tall way, and I'm gonna put little hooks on here so it'll act as like little shelves for my little mini paintings. I got a whole plan put together. I also workshopped a new scarf display for the Hogwarts House Infinity scarves. Come hell or high water are getting listed on my Etsy shop before the end of the day today. I haven't been posting new stuff on there, even though I've been making new stuff. It's so many extra steps to the process, even though like that's a huge part of me making the stuff is to sell them on there. Granted, would have been nice if they had all sold at the convention or art fair, whatever. But this is part of having an e-commerce situation. Non-local folks can get the stuff too. So that'll be up by the end of the night. I've been really bad at updating my corkboard and my like binder calendar bullet journal thing. So that's the plan today. It's like 4:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. Thought I was doing like a house call for doing a bunch of alterations for someone, but that's not till next Wednesday, so I have a surprise day off. The goddamn camera died as I was complaining about the battery not working. I was trying to show you these little sketches I made because someone was requesting some custom onesies and wanted to know what the hood parts would look like. And we went with the Grinch one. I didn't know which one he was going to pick. This is Fennekin, which is a new Pokemon, which I learned about through this message, but he's cute as shit, and I like him. I'm a OG 150, 151 gal, because I'm way behind the times. Also, very helpful note, I need to do that today. I don't like him with a nose, so his weird, angry, Seussian face is going to be right there. I gotta do a little heart on the chest, and I gotta go buy fabric for that later today. Here are all the things I don't want to deal with today, but I was gonna take today off, but it's not happening now. Well, hey, it's the editing fairy. As of now, this video is 23 minutes and 43 seconds long, which is forever. I have other clips on my other camera. I don't know where that is right now. Also, the audio is so different on that camera. The summary of what those forever long other clips are. This video would straight up be like 45 minutes long if I add those other clips in. The gist of it was I stopped to get myself crepes on a day I had a bunch of appointments, and I had like hour-long breaks in between those appointments, and I kept trying to find a place to work, and then I kept not being able to work in those places. Which is fine because I got to read a little bit. I still haven't finished my January book, so that means I haven't even started my February one. But maybe if I get this edited in time, even though today's the 28th, which is the end of the month. An adventure vlog generally should go up the last day of the month or the first of the next month. I've just been trying to post them, like, granted I've just done one before this one, but I posted it the Wednesday closest to the end of the month, or Wednesday or Saturday, whichever one was closest. So I technically should have posted this yesterday, but I worked a very, very, very long day. I think I left the house at 6:45 in the morning and didn't get home till 7:15 at night. Not that 12 hours is like the longest day ever. I've certainly worked many longer days in a row, but I was pretty relieved when my part-time job ended at like 1:30, 2 o'clock today, so I was able to come home, catch up on some stuff, go to the grocery store. Again, I'm always at the grocery store. It's just better budgeting on my part, and I am getting better at cooking out of necessity, but also it's a little more therapeutic for me than it used to be. It used to only be stress and annoyance, and now it's like, oh, I'm getting a little better at it, so it's more fun to do. And then I also kind of relax. I like put some music on. I don't check my phone other than putting music on while I'm cooking, and it's just a time for me to kind of unplug for a little bit. Part that I definitely filmed on the other camera that isn't in the vlog yet is I got accepted to the Harry Potter market. So it's at the same place that the less successful market went. The Lowell, Massachusetts, mill number 5, a little bizarre. It's called Diagonally,
which I never registered that Diagon Alley is just diagonally. Never put that together, but that's the name of the market. And I got accepted. It's on March 16th. It's from noon to 5 p.m. I think. Before I found out about the Harry Potter market, I did a Harry Potter trivia night at a brewery called Bone Up. It's in Everett, Massachusetts. It's across the street from Night Shift, which is kind of a bigger brewery in the area. I was very proud to be in that room and lose to much bigger nerds than me. Oh, and I got to go to a 30th birthday party for one of my friends, and we ended the night with more Harry Potter trivia. I got good friends, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a really good birthday party. One of my friends I love very, very much. She's one of my closest and longest running friends. Now that I'm editing this video, I completely forgot about the almost... I don't know, I'm not diagnosed with anxiety or anything. I know I have circumstantial anxiety. It's not generalized or anything. And I don't want to be self-diagnosing, even though that's exactly what I'm doing. Whatever kind of attack I was having in the car, I had calmed down a bit before I started filming and then was really just trying to keep my head afloat. But I completely forgot that I even filmed that or that happened. It felt so monumental on the day. Really fucked me up that entire rest of the day. But I got over it and it was fine. Much like there was something I was really dreading last weekend in a similar vein. But I guess because I had already handled the other situation that I caught on camera pretty alright, after the fact, I knew I would be okay after... I know I'm being very vague. I don't want anyone to feel called out or anything or draw more attention to it than it needs to be. But just addressing where my head's been at this month is a lot more all over the place than I expected, but that shitty headspace I was in and then coming out of it definitely made me stronger and better equipped for the second incident that I at least knew was going to happen. That also helped, was I wasn't blindsided by it. I got through some adult things and I'm really proud of myself for not being a shithead during any of it. And I feel like I grew up a lot this past month. I feel like I'm in a decent place careening into 30. I don't know if you know about the patches I made, but I posted a video called This Is Fart. And I designed some drippy font text that says dog fart, cat barf. And it's a reference to a really funny video. I don't care that it has been confirmed that it was edited together, but it doesn't matter. It's still funny and joyous to me. But if you want to order any of those patches, you can PayPal me. I'll put all that information in the description, or even if you just want to ask, what the hell are you talking about? It is something I'm selling. I guess I'll just put them in my Etsy shop. I do need to put more stuff in my Etsy shop. That's definitely part of it. Okay, this is going on too long. I want this under half an hour. Thank you all so much for just being amazing. Super big shout out to my patrons. Oh my goodness. Cheryl, you've been super duper supportive this month and I really appreciate it. Your patches will come to you. I have a question for you, but we'll talk later. But yeah, especially thank you for supporting me over on my Patreon, and Jeanette and Rob Czar and John and Amanda. I couldn't be doing this without you and countless others. I can't believe how many of you are supporting me over there. I think I'm going to do some kind of special thing for March. I will keep you all up to date, but for current patrons, and if you become a new patron, regardless of the tier, I think I'm going to be making a special gift for people that join up during the month I turn 30. I got some new art supplies, and I'm excited to do less expensive things with them, if that makes sense. It's hard doing handmade fabric things because it's always a high cost to make and much more time consuming, where if I can make smaller things, I can do more giveaway type stuff. So I'm excited to get more into that. Anyway, okay, I have to go. I have to go so I can get this out to you. But I just want to say thanks for sticking around. Yeah, next month is going to be a wild and crazy one. Fuck, it's cold!